decent amount. This is all of the cosmos that I harvested just now. And I'm a little worried that I'm not going to have a lot to harvest from the garden. Annie, no. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be another market vlog. So it is currently Thursday and the market is on Saturday, and I am definitely feeling a little less confident than I was last time, and that is just because I don't have a lot of flowers right now. It comes with the territory with doing seasonal flowers and monthly markets that the amount of flowers is going to differ each month basically, particularly coming into the autumn and winter months. I just don't have a lot of stock out there. What I do have is hundreds of seedlings though, so I'm feeling good on like future sowings of plants, but probably in the past I just didn't sow enough flowers to keep up with the demand for this time of the year. Now, there has been a few other things that obviously I can't control, like we've been having a lot of rain lately. Pretty much most of last night and all of this morning, it's been raining on and off, which isn't great for the flowers. They need those kind of bright, sunny, warm days to be able to open. I have a lot of zinnias and a lot of flowers in bud form, but I don't think they're going to open by tomorrow afternoon, which is really the latest that I need them to open. I may be able to harvest like a few really early Saturday, or I could get Scott to come back while I'm at the markets and harvest some. I don't really know what I'm going to do. But what I do know is I'm trying to kind of diversify things that I'm selling at the markets. So I do have a lot of dried flowers, which is great. They have really saved me drying all of that status, and I had some eryngium or sea holly that I dried. Really happy I did that. Last time the $12 status bunches did really well, so I think I have about 7 of those that I'm bringing, and I had a lot of leftover status that just were really short stems, so I'm going to be offering mini bunches as well. So I'm going to do mini dried bunches for $5, and some of those are mixed with other flowers that I've dried, like there's some billy buttons, yarrow, just a few of some other flowers mixed in with that. And another thing that I'm doing, which is why I'm sitting down here right now, is I'm going to be making up some bath salts. So I have been wanting to make these up for a while, and I put together a little recipe that I've really been enjoying, and I've made sure to test it out. Don't worry, I have had lots of baths enjoying these. So yeah, I'm going to be making up a few of these. Now there is definitely at least one other person who sells bath salts at this market, and I don't want to come in with something that is really low priced and then have competition. And I have been to her stall a few times and I really like her products, so I wanted something that was just a little bit different. So I'm going to be doing, most of them are going to be in this size, which is like a little test tube size, and then they have like a little silver lid like that. And these are going to be great, I think, because there's going to be a lot of kids at the market. It's school holidays, and I think something like this is just an easy kind of gift. And it's also great coming into the cooler months now when people actually do want to enjoy a nice relaxing bath. So I think these are going to be great, and you can probably get about 2 baths out of these. So how I'm going to be pricing these, I'm going to do $4 each or 3 for $10, which I think is a good price and is pretty much a standard for what other people are selling at this market. And I might make up a few of this size. I'll see how I go. These will be selling for $12 each. I just want to make up a bunch of the test tubes and then see how many I have. But these ones here, I have 2 different bath salts that I make. One is more of like a relaxing one with lavender and rose geranium essential oils with some lavender petals and some rose petals. they all do biodegrade. And then the other one is more of like a fresh kind of scent, which has grapefruit and also the rose geranium in it with blue cornflower and calendula petals. So I have all of my essential oils here that I need. I just got these from Australian wholesale oils. I don't really know too much about essential oils, to be honest. So yeah, I would love to know if there's any other shops that you can recommend for products like this. And then I've also got all of my jars, and then I have 2 bowls with a funnel and mixing materials that I'm going to mix all of these up with. So the recipe that I use is pretty much 3 parts Epsom salt to 1 part Himalayan rock salt. There's so many other additions that you can add to bath salts. This is just what I found I prefer. I really do love an Epsom salt bath, but I also do love the benefits of Himalayan rock salt for my skin, and I just think it looks pretty having the kind of pink flecks of salt in the mixture. And then I just add about 10 drops of whatever essential oil I'm using for that mix, and however many teaspoons of dried flowers that looks good for the mix. So yeah, that was a long chatty intro to this video. That's just how these vlogs are going to be. I have chatted a little bit more about these on my Patreon channel where I film extra content. One thing that hasn't come yet, and well, because I haven't actually ordered it, is all of my labels for the bath salts. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle with all of that. I've just found it really difficult to find some stickers that are the right size for this, because I just want stickers that are pre-printed and I can just use them straight away. There's lots of sites that do that, but just the sizing has been a little bit off. So I'm still just deciding what to use for these. These ones I have an idea, but for now I'm just going to not be labeling them. I'm just going to have 2 signs in front of all of the test tubes of which ones they are, and then I think I'm going to just print out some extra cards of the ingredients so that whenever someone buys some, I can just give them the card of all of the specific ingredients if they want to know that. Okay, I need to get making these. It is currently midday and I have a few other things that I want to do this afternoon. I need to go to the shops, just get a few little things to like stick those cards onto, get some paper to be able to print them, and I also probably want to wrap up all of the dried bunches as well. So yeah, I need to get making these. Alright, I have finished making all of the bath salts. My eyes are watering a little bit because of all of the essential oils. Not that that will happen when you actually use them, just making them, that's what happens sometimes. So yeah, I did go down to the shops and just pick up a few things for the markets. I kind of forgot that I didn't really have any bags for people, and not everyone asks for a bag. Most people just bring their own, but for the people who do, if it's kind of like the question between a sale and not a sale, it's good to have just some bags on hand. So I do want to order just like bulk boxes of paper bags. But I just went down to like the local dollar store and picked up a few of these. So they're just like brown paper bags. I have this size here. I got 2 of those, and then just a packet of smaller ones. I also needed some paper to print out the little labels, and I wanted something a little bit thicker, so I just got some sketch pad paper. So I need to go and do that next when Scott is finished work. And I'm just going to give customers like the little piece of paper with the ingredients on it if they do ask. I also got a few more chalkboard clips. You can never have enough of these at a market. And the local store that sells these is always out. They only had like a few, so I just grabbed this one. Ideally, I would like the ones on little stands. They look really great. But for now, I just have these, and I'll probably clip these on for a lot of the veggies that I'm going to sell. I also got a hole punch just in case I wanted to add some of those labels on to the actual bath salts. I don't know, it's useful to have anyway. And I also just got these little circle stickers. So for each of the different types of the test tube bath salts, I'm just going to put one of these on the top of each of those that says sample, so that people can open up the bath salts and give them a smell, see what scent they like, and that way I can just have like dedicated sample ones rather than people actually opening up all the bath salts. So after all of that, I did wash all of my buckets ready for tomorrow morning to do the harvest. So I'm going to go up, do these labels, and then sit down, watch some YouTube and tie up all of the bath salts. Right, it is now Friday morning, and it's just been raining for like half an hour and then stopping for half an hour and then kind of being like semi-sunny, but the garden is still fully saturated. The flowers are looking really sad, and I'm a little worried that I'm not going to have a lot to harvest from the garden. But it is fine because I do have all of the dried flowers and bath salts. But I am going to, while it's not raining right now, it is very windy though and very chilly. I'm in 2 jumpers right now. I'm going to go down to the cosmos patch and just see if I can harvest a bunch of cosmos. If I get like a bucket of that, that would be amazing. Then I can do like $10 cosmos arrangements. I did a really harsh cutback of the cosmos about a week and a half ago, and I have a lot that are in like budded form. So I'm going to go and harvest those and then keep them inside so they can dry off, and they should open and look really beautiful. And I'll also see how many zinnias and dahlias I can get, but priority right now is the cosmos so that they can open up a little bit more inside and just fully hydrate, ready for tomorrow. So I'm really prioritizing these ones here. See how it's just starting to open. This is going to be really windy, sorry. But this is what I'm going to be harvesting a lot of. And then hopefully these may open as well, but at least I'll get a really nice one here.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within.
Alright, it's not a lot, but it's still a decent amount. This is all of the cosmos that I harvested just now. There are so many bees on these flowers. I had to wait so many times for the bees to fly away from the flowers. Want to share with everyone, but majority of these are still in budded form, but I always put some flowers that are open in the arrangement so that people can see what they will look like when they open. So I'm going to take these inside and so that they can just dry off, and there's more rain coming, so I need to head inside, and then I'll harvest more when there's another break. Annie, no, it's a no from me, sorry. What are you doing? This is exactly where I need to work. This is Mummy's turn. Oh, you big girl. It's a bit dark. Alright, in between the absolute downpours, I am going to be wrapping up all of the dried bouquets that I have. So I only have 4 more to wrap, and I've got 2 that are already wrapped. So I'll have 6 of those to bring down, which I sell for $12 each. And then I need to do something with all of the mini bouquets that I have, the mini dried ones. I'm thinking of tying some ribbon around those, and I'm going to trial wrapping them up with a smaller piece of the craft paper and just see what that looks like. But for now, I am definitely going to wrap up all of the dried bouquets, and I'll show you just how I do that. I just try and keep it really simple with all of the wrapping of bouquets. There's so many different ways that you can wrap flower bouquets, and I've tried a few of them and I do like this method, so I'll share how to do it. And this is exactly the same for all of the fresh ones as well. Okay, so I have my big roll of brown craft paper. I got this from Kosh & Co. I think that's what it's called. I'll leave the link to the website below. It's where you can get a lot of floristry supplies. This is a bit of a thicker one that I prefer, and then I just roll it out, and I'm going to, usually I would cut probably about to here for a fresh bouquet, but I'm going to cut maybe here for the dried ones. And yeah, I do have just a really old towel underneath this because it's wood and I don't want to stain it. But yeah, all I do is I just fold it over so that you get some little peaks. If you do them closer together like that, you're going to get overall a taller wrap, or if you do them wider, it's going to be shorter. So I do them probably about that height and then just fold it down. I then cut a little bit down the bottom, just about that much, and then fold these over. Grab the bunch. Sorry, it's a little dark. The lighting isn't great in here, but I pop it down there, just leaving a nice amount down the base so that I can pop them in buckets, and probably put the flowers up just level with the top pinks or a little bit lower. And then I simply just fold one side over like that, and then fold the other side over, and then I'm going to staple it right here, just like that. I then grab my sticker and I pop that over the staple. Okay, turn the light on, that's a little bit better. And then you have your wrapped bunch, and it just looks so much better when bunches are wrapped because you don't see like the middle of the bouquet as much. Customers can keep them wrapped up if they want to, pop them in a vase or something. With these, they don't need to go in water, they can just go into an empty vase. And yeah, there you go. Okay, I've decided for the little minis that I'm just going to wrap them up the same way. They're so cute. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. I think I'm gonna add the bow, the ribbon down the base. Like it looks really nice on that one, and then I can just display them in little mason jars. But it also just looks really nice wrapped without the bow. So maybe I'll do some with and some without. It's just so cute. They're so cute. And they're just from all of like the shorter ends of the starters that I had that I couldn't fit into the larger ones. So I'm going to be offering these for $5. Alright, I think it is about 5 or probably just after 5, and I have just got back from the greenhouse where I was picking up some produce that I'm going to be selling. So I'll put an overlay of this farm. I just went down there and I really love their produce. They grow organically. They haven't got the organically certified label yet. That does take a lot of time to get, but we regularly go down there and buy produce, and I was lucky enough to get a few boxes that I bought wholesale, and I'm going to be selling all of that produce up at the markets as well. So we got a box of tomatoes and a box of cucumbers, and we're going to then price that as retail to be able to have local produce to share for the community. So I'm really excited to partner up and work with the Sussex Greenhouse to continue to like bring food up here to local people. I'm also going to be selling a few things that I've grown in my garden and kind of just like keep that a little bit separate to the greenhouse produce. Also, if you see the cats in the background, they're on their supervised walk. Scott is looking after them. But I just went around the garden and I did pick a few more flowers. I've got a bucket of zinnias and some dahlias, but I went around and picked some sage firstly. And I'm just going to be selling some herb bunches, just kind of bunched up like that for a few dollars each. I also have heaps of rhubarb that if we don't sell, we will eat. But yeah, I do have a lot of rhubarb. So I picked a bucket of that and I'm going to bundle that up and sell them for probably $4 bundles each. I also have a heap of rosemary in the garden, so I'm going to make up some bundles of that. And lastly, I've got lots of parsley. That rhymed. Don't roll your eyes at me, Scott. Got some parsley. I'm going to sell this as well. It smells so good. So good. Yeah, so it's going to be a really pretty stall, and I'm definitely getting creative because I don't know how many bouquets I'm going to be able to make. I do have quite a few flowers, but I don't know how far they're going to stretch. So I've got all of these here, a few more inside that big bucket of cosmos, and I've also got a big bucket of greens and filler that I picked. So there's lots of leptospermum in here, lots of tea tree, the westringia, a few sprigs of melaleuca incana, which is my favorite filler to use, tiny bit of statice, some salvia, and lavender, just lavender leaves. I found that looks really great in arrangements, lasts a long time as well, and it kind of gives that softness and that light sage color, which goes really well with pink and the blush colors, which I have a lot of colors of that in the dahlias and the zinnias. So I have a little bit of work to do this afternoon, kind of a little behind because there was an accident on the highway and now I have to use that half an hour that I missed spending on the road to do all of this. But we are going to get takeaway for dinner, so that'll help. And yeah, just gonna get stuck into making these bouquets. Hopefully not have a very late night because I've done pretty much everything else. We just need to load the car tomorrow morning after all of the bouquets are made. I still need to just figure out pricing for all of the veggies and just add that into Square. So just on my phone, I'm just going to use the app and add in all of the prices so it's pre-priced, and I can use that for all of my cash sales as well as the e-transfer and FPOS sales. So it's going to be easy and keep it nice and simple. But yeah, I am going to get to work. Alright, it is Saturday morning and we are pretty much ready to go. We have everything in the garage that we're going to pack in the car. I'm not too sure if we're going to fit everything, but we will see. I honestly really didn't get much filming done last night with making all of the arrangements. I was just way too tired and just needed to get them done. So I'll show you them now, what they do look like and everything else that we have. Alright, so this is all of the plants and the flowers over there. There is stuff already packed in the car, like the tables and the canopy. But over here we have all of the beautiful tomatoes and cucumbers. I put together all of the herb bunches. The rosemary's in there and some rhubarb. This is all of Whitbird Environmental's plants. I'm also going to be selling some lavender plants that I have. And this is the flowers. Sorry the light isn't great. I will get some more shots when we actually get to the markets. But I think they look really beautiful. I am also doing $10 cosmos bunches. So I've got 3 of those and then 4 of the $20 bunches. We just really didn't have a lot. But the ones that I do have here, like, they look absolutely beautiful. And they all have at least 2 dahlias in them. Oh, they're just so pretty. So we're going up, and then that's all of the dried flowers. So we're gonna pack the car and then head off, and I'll show you what the setup looks like.
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. Out of sand,
Alright, it is now almost 2 weeks from the market and I'm finally sitting down to actually film an outro to this video and tell you how we did on the day of the market. So last time I was tracking all of the item sales just on a piece of paper, and then all of the sales that were purchased on card. I could track that on the Square app, but we redid all of our categories on Square so that anytime there was a cash sale or a card sale, all of that was tracked, and that has made it so much easier to be able to see what the sales are for the day. Just makes it so much easier to put in different categories. So we categorized it into I do have my laptop here so I can look at it all. We categorized it into like the bath salts, flowers, vegetables, which was what I was selling. And then I could also categorize the native tube stock and herbs that Whitbird Environmental had with the stall. So it's really easy to be able to separate all of the sales to then see how much we both made and then how much I need to transfer from Square sales and cash sales to Whitbird, and also pay myself for any of the products that I purchased. So all of the vegetables that we purchased wholesale, I could pay myself out of that and then see how much I had left over to see how much profit I made from that. So I'll put a little overlay here of what the Square website looks like, where you can track your sales and what you did each day. There's so many different reports that you can create on this website. I would really recommend it. It's free to use this website. You do need to pay for the little Square payment cube that people use the transactions for. But you can track all of your sales summaries, sales trends. What I find really useful is the item sales, which you can then filter different categories and different item types. You can see how many were sold, so the items sold or the units sold, and then see the gross sales for each of those different categories. Makes it really simple and really easy, so I really like looking at this to track all of the sales that I'll go through, but I also really enjoy the category sales, and this is where you can see how much you made each category, or if you don't have categories you don't have to separate it, but because we had different things that we were selling, I really like being able to see this on a nice graph and clear gross sales as well. So in gross sales we made a total of $280. That was just of the things that I was selling. So that included the bath salts, the flowers, and all of the vegetables that we sold as well. And so of that $280, $16 was from the bath salts, which I kind of expected. I think as we become a little bit more regular, people will know that there are bath salts at this stall and then might buy them in future, particularly like around Mother's Day and Christmas and that kind of thing. Flowers as well, we sold 11 of the flower related bunches, so that included the $20 bouquets, the dried bunches, as well as the mini flower bunches that we had, and there was a $10 cosmos bunch as well. I did sell out of all of the $20 bouquets, which is great. I did have 2 left over from the market, but I popped them on Instagram just to share that I had 2 that I could do free delivery within a certain area, and they sold really quickly, so that was great to get rid of all of those. I was so happy that they were really successful. And then we sold majority of the vegetables that we purchased as well. They were all local, organic, so delicious. We kind of had to stop ourselves from wanting to snack on them throughout the market because they were just that delicious. And that brought in, so the flowers brought in $125 and the vegetables were $139. We did purchase the vegetables from a local greenhouse where they grow them, and that cost us $70.50 to buy them, all of the vegetables wholesale. So we made $68.50 from selling those. These gross sales don't include what is taken from Square, so it's a 1.9% of each of the card sales that Square takes, so minus a few dollars from the gross sales for what we actually made. Majority of sales though were cash on the day. It was something like 80 something dollars from card sales all up, which was really not a lot compared to the sales that we had. So people were paying majority by cash, so that was really good that I had like a cash float there and had a good amount of change so that I could always have that sale rather than turning down a sale because I didn't have the correct change. So if you're interested in knowing more about like cash floats and what you need for a market, just let me know and I can cover that in a video. I was impressed that the mini dried flower bouquets brought in a few customers. It kind of caught the eye of a few people because there were a lot of kids around, and I think they do make a really great gift for people. So I sold 3 of those, which was really great. And I also I sold some lavender that I'm growing. I'm going to continue to grow and propagate lavender, and I was selling that for $4 each as plants, and I'm definitely going to continue doing that, because I want more lavender in my garden, but also it sells really well, and I think it just goes with the stall to have some fresh lavender plants at the stand. What also did well was the rhubarb that I picked from the garden. So I've recently propagated some more rhubarb, and I'm planning on planting so much of that around the garden. I absolutely adore rhubarb. I love it cooked and have it on like porridge and yogurt. Apple rhubarb pie or apple rhubarb crumble is one of my favorite things on the planet. So I personally love growing rhubarb, and I was actually pretty surprised to see that that all sold out at the market. So what I think I'm going to be doing for future markets, I can pop that away. Some future plans are we're actually stepping up the amount of markets that myself and Whitbird Environmental are going to be running. So we've submitted an application to another market in a bigger town around us, and we've committed. I'm a bit nervous about it, but I'm also excited, but we've committed to doing a fortnightly market. So this is going to primarily be run under Whitbird Environmental, so Jeff will kind of be more so like responsible and running the stall, but I will also be there selling product a lot of the time by myself and running it as well. So we're going to be doing at least 3 markets a month, which is going to be really interesting, and I'm super excited. And this is where I'm kind of pivoting a few things that I'm going to be selling, getting a little bit more creative with that. So I have started to really heavily save a lot of dried flowers because I'm going to be making a lot of just arts and craft things like cards, photo frames with pressed flowers. I'm going to be going really heavy on Christmas decorations, which I need to start planning now. Like I need to be growing the flowers and harvesting and drying flowers for filling Christmas baubles. So that's going to be a really large thing that I'm working on, as well as making more bath salts. I still haven't got all the labels sorted because I've just been so busy with everything else. But I'm also really going to be focusing on rhubarb production, and that's something that is really easy for me to do. And I think having something like that alongside the flowers is going to be really beneficial for my brand and my market stall, to kind of be known as someone who sells rhubarb. I think it's going to be really fun, and is something I'm just really passionate about growing it. I really wasn't able to grow it a lot around the subtropics where it was just really too hot and humid, and it didn't love growing there. So yeah, alongside all of the flowers, I'm going to be stepping up the rhubarb production and have that alongside the flowers that I can offer. I'm also going to try and purchase some more veggies. It's going to just be on and off kind of thing, depending on how much the greenhouse has that I source all of the veggies from. And this is really because I do love heroing local food, and this new market that we're going to is a fresh food market. It's a brand new market. We're going to be there at the very first opening of the market, and we were really lucky that we were approached by the market manager who wanted our stall there. So I'm really excited and really happy to be able to step up the market game, be able to help Jeff with Whitbird Environmental sell a lot more plants, I've personally been working in his nursery quite a bit to get the stock up and going, so it's just a really fun partnership, and is a company that I do believe in and enjoy working with, and it also benefits my business because the stall just looks absolutely beautiful and really draws people in, and is going to be really vital over the next few months when I'm not going to have a lot of flowers blooming. That being said, I do have so many seedlings that I need to get in the ground. I have so much stock. I'm focusing on some more snapdragons at the moment. The ranunculus need to go in, although we're going to have like a few days of like, I don't know, it could be up to like 200 mils of rain that we might have over the next few days. So I'm going to wait till after that rain event to plant them, just because I don't want them to rot in the ground. So yeah, so much is just happening with the flower farm, and I can really see our market stall towards the end of the year, both in the small village market that we're at and now in the fortnightly one, is just going to look so beautiful. I am also going to be still selling at my local garden centre, because that's a really easy way for me to sell the flowers, because I don't personally have to be there. I also just really enjoy interacting with the people that work there. I personally love garden centres. This one has a little cafe as well, which is a tick on my list, so I can grab my coffee there, and I just really enjoy the atmosphere there. So I'm going to also be selling there each week. And yeah, the main thing is that I just need to have enough flower production to be able to meet the demand of all of these markets and the local garden centre, and then any other orders that I get through Instagram and the website as well. So I have a lot of growing to do outside that I'm going to be working on the next few days, just getting as much done as I can. This video was probably really long, so I'll try and break it up with timestamps, but if you would like any more detailed information on how to start a market, the setup that you might need, the costs of like tables, canopies, cash float stuff, square information, any like small little questions that you have, just send me an Instagram message on that and I'll cover it. But anything larger that requires me to do like a video response, I'll do a separate video on that as well. So if you've made it this far, good job. I really appreciate you for watching this video. Let me know if you enjoy these market vlogs. I am going to try, maybe I'll just get Scott to just help me film next time, try film more of me actually making the bouquets and what they look like, because my brain just gets so like muddled up and kind of a bit stressed when I have to make them, but they're the most beautiful part, I think, of the video. So I do want to maybe have him just help film me make a few to talk you through the process of making a bouquet and how I do that, what goes in it. If you're interested in that, let me know as well. Alright, I'm going to wrap this video up now because I have so much to do today, so much gardening stuff, editing, filming. It's all happening today. So yeah, thank you so much again for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I do have a Patreon as well if you would like to support me over there, where I do film extra, more kind of like personal style videos and travel vlogs and daily vlogs over there. But if not, I would appreciate if you would like this video and subscribe for lots more content. It's completely free for you and really helps to support me to create more content for you. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and until my next one, happy gardening everyone. Bye.
On our tiptoes, undercover.